Hi, this is Bill with Fugly Pushco. We are once again doing another interview to make dirt track racing fun again. This time we have Austin Kuehl. It's good to see you, Austin.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
One of my favorite people. If you guys need any billet stuff made, reach out to this guy. He makes some really good stuff. But so, Austin, you drove a mini sprint last night. Give us your impressions. And was that the first time you ever drove one?
It was cool. It was a challenge. I expected it to be a lot easier than it was. I'd never sat in one prior to last night, so it was cool to be able to come out here. We didn't have hot laps, so I was a little skeptical rolling into the heat race, but I've been on this racetrack before. It's a fun place. I ran the mod here about a year ago. We ran 2 nights here, so I'm familiar with the racetrack, but not familiar with the micro sprint. So it was a little bit of a challenge, but try to get in there and kind of set the car like you do a modified or sprint car or late model or any of those cars, and you don't do any of that. So especially on this bigger track, so it was a challenge, but I had a lot of fun. I learned basically every lap that we went out there. The feature was better. The track dried off a little bit, so suits our driving style a little bit better with the modified and kind of slow down and keep it a little bit more straight rather than trying to be a little more sideways. So it was a fun time. I had a good time.
So being that was your first time in a micro midget or a mini sprint, whatever
Micro mini there,
yeah, that little car. And how long have you been racing altogether?
So I've been racing since I was 5 years old. I started in go-karts, asphalt go-karts, racing on the road course over at PKRA in Phoenix, Arizona. Started in that when I was 5. I'm 25, so I've been racing for 20 years. I stepped from a go-kart to a mod light. That's when I first started getting my dirt experience. And then from the mod light to a modified. And then I ran a little bit of sprint car stuff, a little bit of late model stuff. So I've been very fortunate. I've had a lot of good people that have put me in their stuff over the years, and especially my family. My parents supported me through this whole thing. So
I know that your sister obviously races now, and your dad used to race.
Yep.
Is that your whole racing history, or is there generations before that, or aunts, uncles, anything?
Yeah, so my dad's brother, my uncle, I actually never met him. He passed away before I was born, but he raced back in Wisconsin. So he kind of started the whole racing deal in the family, and it was like a stock car type deal that we ran, or that he ran. And my dad, he loved going to the racetrack, but was never really into it, couldn't afford it when he was just a teenager at this time. Then he moved out here when he was in high school, and he was working out at a gym, and Danny Klinder was working out. He was one of the trainers there and had an article. My dad always reads the newspaper. Had an article in the newspaper that he raced a dirt track or a dirt car. So my dad went out there and talked to him. How much does it cost? Ended up getting a pure stock, and it's history from there.
That's
so
awesome.
He ran a pure stock, got into a modified, and he had a really short lived season, I guess, or his career in racing. It was only about 4 years. And then we were old enough to get into go-karts, my sister and I. So that's where we transcended into our careers.
That's really cool. So we try to keep these short, but I do want to know
Yep.
your favorite racing story or favorite racing memory for you.
That's tough to pinpoint one. I'd say generally I've had so much fun racing with my family. It's been cool to race with my sister. But if I had to
You
pick
can
one,
tell the truth. It's okay. I know.
no, Kay and I are buds now. I'm so proud of her. She's doing really well.
Taylor's an amazing kid, but this is about you today.
About me. So I'd say probably our Vegas race. Last November, we ran a decent show there. We were able to pick up the win at Vegas, which a lot of stuff fell into place for us. There weren't some of the best guys there. There were a lot of really good guys there. So there's a lot of people saying different things about it, but that's my favorite memory. It's still a big show, and it's still a tough racetrack.
So. Yeah, no, don't let anybody take anything away from you. That was badass.
It was a fun time. Yeah, I'd love to go back there. That's a cool racetrack.
Okay, well, that's going to be it. Hope to see you. Hope you guys come back and watch us again on the next one, whoever that may be. And thank you, Austin. We
Awesome.
really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.